Okay, okay. So I was just listening to a training from Emily Faber, and she was talking about what she did in January. So if you don't follow her, she was literally a diamond in January of this year, aka like 6 months ago. And she got to 7 months ago, and she got to 15 star in 6 months. So she went from diamond right up to 15 star in 6 months. And what really pissed me off was why, how did that happen? But then the more I started like recognizing what what was really happening underneath that was that she was a coach for almost 4 full years before she even made that move. So anyways, on this training call, she was talking about how she essentially she in January had this goal. She set her goal, and her goal was SE 100. She texts her coach, who is Ashley Molstead, who is that her name? Ashley Molstead? I think so. Anyways, she's number one in the company right now. And she texted her saying, my goal for January is SC 100. And Ashley was like, dude, that's great, but you only have that goal because you know you can achieve it. And so she doubled her goal. So her goal was SC 200. And then she said, I really gut checked myself and I wanted to achieve, my goal was, she's like, my goal was 5-star elite for 4 years. And it did not happen for 4 years in a row. And I'm like, dude, same. So she's like, I wrote down on a piece of paper all the things that I've been doing since I've been a coach and trying to push for this goal. And I really checked myself on what am I doing and what can I do different and better so that I can achieve a goal. And then not only did she do that, but she doubled her goal. And so she set her goal, instead of 5-star elite, it was 10-star elite. And she ended up with 21 diamonds, and it's only August. So that's what I kind of want us to do. And I would love for us to just take 5 minutes, and I want you to either get out your phone, get your computer, get out a piece of paper. I have it in my journal because I always go back through my journal, and I've had this. The first time I wrote in it was July 13th of 2016. And so I love going through and really reading where I was at certain points. So this is, I feel like, going to be a big turning point for me because I've never actually done this. And I've gut checked myself. I've, thought about what I could do better. And I've said I'm going to do better. And I've done different things. However, I've never actually written it down on a piece of paper and really, truly said out loud, these are the things that I'm going to do, and then doubled my goal. I already thought that going for 5-star was scary enough. And I'm like, I've been pushing for 5-star elite for 2 years. It needs to change. Obviously, what I'm doing is not working if I'm not on par for reaching that goal. So whether you're on par for reaching your goal or you're not, I want you to do this activity with me. And we're just going to do it for 5 minutes. And I want you to write down all of the things. First of all, I want you to write down what your goal is right now, not the new goal, but what it is right now. And I want you to write down all of the things that you are currently doing. And then we're going to go through and tackle and figure out what are the things that are missing, and then double your goal, whatever your goal is. So if your goal is diamond, it needs to be 1-star. If your goal is 1-star, it needs to be 2-star. If your goal is 5-star, it needs to be 10-star. And I want it to be the goal that you have for this year. Don't focus on too far ahead of in the future. I want you to focus on this year. You have 5 months left in the year. What are you going to do with that 5 months? I find myself, before I'm going to end up on a tangent, I find myself setting goals consistently all the time and never achieving them. Sure, I've accomplished goals, but I have really big goals, and I never feel like I'm getting closer to them. I feel like I'm constantly talking to talk, but I don't show anything for it. And I'm not going to undermine what I have accomplished, because sure, I've accomplished a lot of things, but I have bigger goals, and I will admit I am not where I thought I was going to be or where I intended to be when it was January. And this was exactly what I needed to hear at the I wish it was the halfway mark, but it's not, so we're gonna roll with it. 7 months have gone by, it's 5 months left of the year. What are you going to do about it? You can't do the same things you've been doing if your goal has not been accomplished. If you had a goal in January to be diamond and you're not diamond right now, you have to change something. If you had a goal of being 1 star or 2 star or 3 star or 5 star by this point in the year and you're not at that point, because that's achievable. That I should be there if I had done the things that I needed to do to get there. But the reality is, if you are not at your goal, you didn't take the actions in order to get there. So we have to change something. You can't get to that place without doing something different. And in doing something different, I want you to push yourself outside of that comfort zone. Remember when you actually set that goal? I want to be a diamond by X date. And that goal scared the living crap out of you. Like, it was so scary to even say those words. I remember the first time I said, I want to be a diamond. Now, it's so comfortable for me to say I want to be a 1-star diamond because I've been saying it for so damn long. I want to be a 1-star. Now, we have to push ourselves outside of that comfort zone and get so freaking scared that you wake up in the morning and you're like, holy shit, I just declared that this is my new goal and I have to do something about it because I will not be the person who wakes up on January 1st of 2019 not accomplishing my goals. So we can't go through the motions any longer doing the same damn thing, trying to push for that goal that we've already missed. It's time to set new goals and it's time to set new standards. And those standards have to be outside of your comfort zone or you're going to constantly allow yourself to pass by or to not do these things because it's comfortable and you know that you can accomplish that goal, so you don't work harder, right? You work as hard as you know you need to, but in the end, it's not enough. And realistically, we can all accomplish, if she can accomplish 15 star in 6 months, then we can accomplish freaking star diamond and premier and elite by the end of the damn year, right? We have 5 months to do that. Let's do that. So we're going to do this right now. We're going to take 5 minutes. It's 8:17, right? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. At 8:22, we are going to stop. All I want you to do is write down the things that you are doing right now in your coaching routine, in your coaching business. What are you doing to get to the goal that you have? I want you to write that goal down, and then I want you to write your doubled goal. So whatever your goal is, it needs to double. Okay? All right, let's do it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do a post in the team page. It scares the shit out of me. And it's like such a harsh gut check because you know it and they're all the things that you are like, yep, no, I need to be doing that. But when you actually see it on paper, you're like, there's a reason I haven't hit my goal. Yep, that's nice. So I'm going to do a post in the team page, and I'm going to share what I wrote down, exactly what I wrote down. I'm going to literally take a picture of it so that I can't cheat. Not that I cheat, but you never know. Might scare me out. I might scare myself out of doing it, but I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to post it in there, and I would love if we shared what we feel we're doing and what we need to do better. And just kind of like bond over that and do it together and link arms and not feel like we have to do that alone. So the same things that you guys have to do, I have to do too. And the same things that I have to do in order to get to my now 10-star goal that scares the living shit out of me is the same thing that all of the other coaches have to do that are above us and look successful. They're the same things. So let's stop feeling like, you know, one person is better at it than the other, or somebody is more likely to accomplish success because of X, Y, and Z. Let's come together, link arms, and let's do it together, knowing that I'm in the trenches with all of these other people on this team. And when somebody else joins the team, they're going to join the trenches with me. I'm not above anybody. You know, there's nobody that's above me. I'm not any better than you are. I've just been in it longer. And in the process, I've slowly built up to my goal with a longer amount of time. But that doesn't mean that anything changes. We're all still here. We all still have to do the exact same thing. So that brings me to tonight's call. And we are just going to bring it back to the basics. And we're going to dive into the very things that grow the business and how you can really kind of hook yourself on back. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to fly through it. I am not going to go on tangents, holding myself accountable. And I'm just going to speak what needs to be said. So let's do it, okay? Okay. Just grabbing a sweater, absolutely. Okay. So, what really is this business? I think so often we get so hung up in the things that we have to do and we forget what we really actually have to do or what this business really truly is. So this business, oh my goodness, this thing is driving me cuckoo. This business is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to make money from putting your health at the forefront. It's running a challenge group and offering the opportunity to join you for other people to get healthy as well and impact their life with the income opportunity as well. So in the end, all this business is you doing your own health and fitness and sharing and providing the opportunity for other people. It's you having the capability of getting paid to help other people and give the opportunity for other people to get healthy and fit, okay? It's not the social media strategies. the business strategies, being the best mentor, or being the best teacher who has all of these amazing rockstar coaches, being a diamond or beyond, making six figures. That's not what this business is. But we get hung up in that, and we think that the business, in order to be successful, we have to have all of these things. We have to be the best mentor who makes diamonds underneath us in order to be successful. And that the business is social media strategies and business strategies. And it's all of these tactics and little details. That's what we think the business is, or even more so, we think that we have to help people in this big, grand way that's so much bigger than what Beachbody business actually truly is. And absolutely, you can create that down the line, but I want you to bring it back to the basics. If ever you feel overwhelmed, out of connection with what your job really is as a coach, or you feel like it's really hard to be a coach, I want you to bring it back to the basics. And I want you to remember that it's not all of that fluffy stuff. It's not all of the details that is our job. Our job is to live healthy, fulfilling lives and share that with other people. That's our job. How you do that is up to you. But don't get caught up in thinking that all of those fluffy details is what this business is. This business is you being you and sharing your journey, offering a challenge group or the coaching opportunity in order for other people to change their lives too. So what's your job? Don't forget it. Your job is to share your journey, not other people's, not what you think you should be sharing. It's to share your authentic journey. What is inside you? What's on your mind, right? That's your job as a coach, not to be an expert. So your job is to share your journey using the workout programs, how you're using the products, doing your personal development, and maybe what you're learning from it or how you're growing, being in the challenge groups, and doing the business. Sharing that and offering the challenge groups and the business to other people, taking part in the ripple effect of change. That is your job. So your job is to be human, do the workouts, use the products, prove that it works, grow as a human individual and become better, and share the process through it all. So, for example, today on my social media, I've had kind of like a nice little smack in the face of reality. And I am kind of been sharing a lot more about really what happens in the day, and not just, obviously, I'm never one to kind of share the super shitty things, just because I don't want people to come to my page and have to read my problems. That's just me personally. I don't ever go to somebody else's page and get hung up in their problems. So for me, when I think about my social media, I just solely think about the things that are happening or the things that I want to read. So anyways, needless to say, I have been always thinking that I'm sharing my true journey. But realistically, I am just literally on cloud 9, and I realize that that's not the reality for everybody, right? And that was not the reality for me just, even a year ago or even 4 months ago. That was not the reality. 3 months ago, for crying out loud, that was not the reality. So I realized that I have to bring it back, same right here, bring it back to the basics and talk about those nitty-gritty things that I think about in the day. And so, for example, today I shared, this is my job. I shared my journey, and it said, all I wanted was a chai tea latte with almond milk and a heated cookie from Starbucks. All day I thought about it, but with a kick and headache, and wanted to feel better and leaner than I do right now, real honest truth, I decided on my smoothie. And in that, I shared how I'm drinking my shake. I never talked about the shake. That wasn't the point of it, was not to sell somebody on Shakeology. The point was to share my journey and show that I'm a real human being who only wanted a chai tea latte and a heated freaking chocolate chip cookie from Starbucks, pay my $8 for my treat. All I wanted was that, but instead I chose my Shakeology, and in between the lines, when people read in between the lines, they're going to think, what is this shake that she's talking about? And damn, she's pretty awesome for choosing something healthy, because that's not something that I do, right? So your job is not to sell somebody on everything. Your job is not to be a salesperson at all. Your job is to just show that these products work, okay? You don't have to be the saddest or have the saddest story or the best physical transformation. I mean, you guys, I definitely do not have the best physical transformation. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but I literally haven't changed, like, at all. If anything, I've gained a lot of weight since, not a lot of weight, but I've gained weight since ADD Obsession. I don't have a transformation that's like, oh, and I don't go up and down. I don't gain the weight, lose the weight, gain the weight, lose the weight. Truthfully, I really hate that, because I think that that goes against everything that I share. So in the process of my journey, and I will get better about this, is sharing that I really don't change that much. But what I have done is change from where I was 4, 5, 6 years ago to where I am now. And that's the transformation that I share. It doesn't matter that that transformation is still the same from whenever, but I will share the things that I'm noticing throughout the programs that I'm doing. I talk in Lift 4 about how I love the ab workouts at the end, because I really freaking hate doing ab workouts, and it forces me to do that. And it was pretty much the same with ADD Obsession. Any program that had abs as extra, I never did it. Never, ever, 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 ever. Maybe I've done it 3 times. I never do them. And the only reason I did them is because Kyle wanted to do them. So I don't do abs. I hate doing abs. I hate working them. So for me, I talk about in my journey, in my process of sharing how the workouts are working, I share that the ab workouts are awesome, because it's just boom, right at the end of the workout, and I'm not going to turn it off. If I turn it off, I'm going to feel like a quitter, right? That's a great post. I'm going to do that tomorrow. So in the process of sharing your journey, don't get hung up in thinking that you have to preach about anything, or you have to teach anybody anything, or you have to be so much farther advanced or better than anybody else watching you. You just have to be you and just share what's on your mind, okay? So it's your job to share what you are doing, what's working, and give the opportunity for somebody else to join you. What your job isn't, your job is not to close the deal. Your job is to give this opportunity to as many people as you possibly can. That's your responsibility. And I get hung up in that too. I forget that it is my job to work out and share this opportunity with other people. I don't have to be the best at social media. I get hung up in that. I don't have to be the best coach and mentor who has all of these brilliant people underneath me. I just have to be me. And in doing that, sharing what's working for me, I will help other people. The best leader that you can be is somebody who leads from the front, is somebody who does it first. If you want other people on your team to be successful, you have to do it first. If I want you to be successful, I have to do it first. Do that for yourself and do that for other people. You get paid. You get paid. And it can be a hefty paycheck for sharing your journey on social media and providing it to as many people as you possibly can. Let them decide whether or not they want to join you. That's not up to you. Your responsibility and your job is to give this to as many people as you possibly can and leave it at that. That's your job. Not to be the best salesperson, not to close every single deal, not to sell the products gross and slimy and icky and salesy on social media. It's just to share your journey. And I want you to bring yourself back to the basics. So what does success look like? I want you to write down what your version of success looks like, because yours is going to look different than mine, and I can assure you that. Your version of success might change over time, and that is wonderful. It's beautiful. Allow it to evolve. For crying out loud, my goal was just 5-star a half an hour ago. Now it's 10-star. Your vision of success is going to change, and it's going to evolve, and allow it to. But right now, what does your version of success look like? So I want you to write down and fill in the blanks, and I'll do this too. But what does your version of success look like? So success as a coach in the business looks like, I'm making X number of dollars when I am successful. I am a blank rank coach. I'm able to do X, Y, and Z. What are you able to do with your version of success? What does that look like? Paint that picture. Okay. So your version of success has to be so crystal clear that you know exactly where you're working, what you're working towards, so that your actions can reflect that, right? Can get you towards that. So for example, I mean, my version of success has not really changed that much since I started as a coach. But one thing that has changed is I don't really have an end rank goal, which I think is the reason why I have not rank advanced in like up to Star Diamond and whatnot. As much as I possibly could or would have liked to, is because I changed my goal from wanting to be a 5-star to wanting to have 5 diamonds in my downline. And when that shifted, I stopped focusing so much on me and my recruitment and what I was doing. And I started focusing on what my downline was doing. So not only am I messaging just my personal coaches, but I'm helping and messaging my personal coaches' coaches and their coaches' coaches and their coaches' coaches. And now I have a downline that is growing deep. So I heard this from Amy Silverman and Chelsea Pearson, and they both took a long time to get to 15-star. Actually, Amy Silverman is still not a 15-star diamond. However, they are so successful in their business financially and stable in their rank and their business where it's going to continue over the long term because they grew so deep. And I have always clicked onto that, but for the first like year and a half, honestly, for probably the first 2 years, I really, probably wasn't until January that I really switched that mentality. I focused so much on me and my rank. When I shifted and started focusing on, I want 5 diamonds in my downline, I don't care whose they are, whether they're mine or my coaches, it doesn't matter to me, because that means that not only am I producing diamonds, but I am helping my diamonds produce diamonds. And in the end, that is going to grow a more stable and reliable and long-term business than just getting myself to a rank. Let's say I get myself to 15-star diamond, but none of my diamonds create diamonds. That's not a stable business. I need to create 8-star diamond with 20 diamonds in my downline and have, 50 diamonds in the full downline kind of thing, where it's not just me and my diamonds, it's me and my diamonds and their diamonds. To me, that became more important. And so, for example, my success might not look like your success, and that is A-okay. You are allowed to want 15-star diamond or 1-star diamond. You are allowed to want $1,000 a month or $1,000 a week or $9,000 a month. You are allowed to want those things. They are yours. You are entitled to them, but they are there for a reason, and there is a reason you have a desire to achieve that. So go for that. Fight for it. Go after what you want, and don't lose sight of what your version of success looks like, but take action on those things. So for me, when I just did this activity where we are writing down what I'm currently doing, none of those things out, none of those things that I'm doing is going to get me to my goal by the end of December of 2018. So you damn well better believe that I am changing them around. And this is actually the first time I've ever done this. I can't believe it. But I am damn well changing that. That is a huge eye-opener of, well, that's right there, the reason why nothing is happening. And I've known it. I've said all of them out loud. All of them I say out loud. But when you write it down on paper, it's like, ooh, this is difficult, right? So you are going to stay focused on your version of success, and don't lose sight of that. Other people's version of success is not yours, and it doesn't have to be. If you don't want to be a 15-star diamond, you don't have to have that as a goal. I don't. My goal is to have 5 diamonds in my downline, or 15 diamonds in my downline, or to be rank advancing diamonds every single month. That's my goal. So yours doesn't have to look like everybody else's. Don't get hung up in that. All right, how How do you achieve your success? Hang on. Okay, the basics. It's so simple. The basics and the vitals are vital for a reason. So number one, hello. Number one, you got to work out and you got to drink your Shakeology every single day. And in that process, you are going to become the best, most healthy version of yourself that you can be. And if that's what coaching does for you, let it be that. Number two, you have to invite. You have to share messages, send messages, posting every single day so that you have something to talk about, so that you build your credibility, and you have to expand your network. I always put in expanding network in my inviting, because to me, that from the very beginning of my coaching business, expanding my network has been part of my invite process, because you're inviting people into your business. When they're there, you have permission to invite them. If somebody's following you, you have permission to invite them. They're following you. They are in your business. They are following you for a reason. So go and invite them. And personal development. You have to do some form of personal development. There are so many different ways, and I don't want us to get hung up in just reading books. I do think that you should read or listen to a book every single month. However, that doesn't have to be the only way that you consume personal development. Get into podcasts, watch YouTube videos, watch things on Netflix that are making you grow into a better person. So for me, I actually just watched the CrossFit series. There's like 2 CrossFit, I don't even know what you want to call them, shows, I guess, but it's like they just collaborated all the footage from the CrossFit Games in 2016 and 2017 and put them into this, show. And I watched them over last week and on the weekend. And to me, that was actually personal development. One, because I've always been a stinker when it came to CrossFit, and I've never agreed with it. But watching that really opened my eyes to, wow, this is like real training. There's real form involved. And over the process of CrossFit becoming this big fad, there was a lot of just things that I didn't agree with in CrossFit. So when I watched that, for me, it was personal growth, because I really got a better eye and a better look at what CrossFit really is. And the athletes who treat CrossFit for the sport that it is really are incredible athletes. I mean, they are so flexible. They are so strong. They are so, they're exceptional athletes. And not only that, but for me, it fired me right the F up to get my ass in gear and treat my workouts the way that they are supposed to be treated, which is serious and like all in, So for me, stuff like that is personal growth. Journaling, meditating, doing affirmations, all of that is personal development in my eyes. I also like to include business development if you have a goal of success that requires business development. So learning how you can be better at your business, how you can apply these certain strategies. But again, don't forget, that's not what your job is. Your job is to show people that this thing works and give them the opportunity to do so. If you want to achieve higher, greater success that is more than just this basic, then you're going to want to do business development. And then the last one is recognition. And this one, I think people are starting to forget, and it's no longer really becoming something that we do. And it's vital for a reason. Not only do you need to recognize your clients and your coaches and other human beings, but you have to recognize yourself. I get asked all the time, how do you stay motivated? How do you stay on top of things? Why does it look so easy for you? People say to me when I ask them about coaching, they're like, oh my God, I could never do what you're doing because, you're just so good at it. And I'm like, dude, do you know how often I work on me inside between the ears telling myself how badass I am. I don't believe it every single day. There are countless days that I do not believe myself when I say that. But every single day, I spend time recognizing the things that I've done well, realizing and recognizing the things that I can do better, like things like this, where we write down the things that we're doing and what can we do better. I do that work every single day. I never miss a day. Whether I do it, hard copy and write it down, or I do it in my mind, I am constantly recognizing myself for the good and the things that I can do better. Not the things that I do bad, but the things that I can do better and the things that make me feel good about doing things better. So I don't want you to forget that vital behavior, because it is vital for a reason. So we all know, obviously, we need to recognize our team. We need to recognize our clients, but we have to recognize ourselves. I want that to be something that you put on your to-do list every single day. And whether you recognize it yourself publicly, or you recognize yourself maybe in the challenge group or in the team page or to a friend, somebody, hold yourself accountable to it. Don't just do it in the shy of your room. Whatever you write in your journal, go shout it out from the rooftops. And if that's not where you're at right now, then just do it to someone. Someone, okay? Okay, so this is really important. How fast you want to achieve your success is up to you. So for me, I want to achieve 6 figures. I want to project myself as a 6-figure earner for 2019. That's been my goal all of 2018. Am I projecting that right now? Fuck no. Am I still going to work towards it? Abso-fucking-lutely. So how fast you want to accomplish and achieve your goals is up to you. Right now, what I am doing to project myself for a 6-figure year in 2019, I ain't gonna get there. That's a full-on gut check. I am not gonna get to my goal. I am gonna have another year not accomplishing my goal and not being where I wanna be if I don't change something. So it's totally up to you. It's not in the vital behaviors. It's in what you do with the vital behaviors. It's in how much you do the vital behaviors. It's in if you show up every single day and do those vital behaviors. It's not the vital behaviors themselves. They work. It's how you do them and how often fast you do them. So if you want to achieve your success, your version of success for this year, you have to work harder and longer and invite more people. That's all there is to it. I get caught up I get caught up and forget this very often. I often have to bring myself back down and bring myself back to the basics, reminding myself that it's not in all of that fluffy shit. It's not in all of the how do I get more followers? How do I be more higher engagement on my Instagram? How do I get more people to follow me? How do I have better posts? How do I take better pictures? How do I have better storytelling? That is the fluff. That's the business development, but you have to do the vitals every single day, harder, longer, and more. That's it. So, one thing that I heard from Emily Favre that I will forever, ever, ever hold on to is if you kind of sort of work, you're going to get kind of sort of results. So if you want big, massive success, if you want to accomplish those big, scary ass goals that literally scare the crap out of you for 2018, you have to show up. And if you only kind of sort of show up, you're only kind of sort of going to get results. So the scariest of them all is inviting. How do you do it? Number one, have the Rhino Ray skin and remind yourself you're going to get no's. So I want you to remind yourself in the basics, the hardest thing I truly believe that people get hung up on, you are either an all in for inviting or you're like a fuck no for inviting. And I'm on the fuck no for inviting list. Trust me. You have to, though, have the Rhino Skin Ray. You have to have the Rhino Ray skin. Meaning, I don't give a shit what people say. I don't care that I'm going to get a no. I don't care that I have to talk to so many people in order to get there. I don't care how many times I fail at something and I have to try again and I have to set that goal and try for it again. I've set 5-star diamond for 2.5 damn years. I don't care that I have failed that much. I don't judge myself. I don't tell myself, well, I do. But I don't care how long it takes me to get there. I just show up and do it again. And when it comes to inviting, here's the mindset that I go in with. I know that I'm going to get told no. I know that I'm going to get a no thank you, it's not for me, and no, I don't want it. I know that. But I also know that if I share this opportunity with all of these people, it might change somebody's life. I don't know for sure, but I know that it might, and I know that because it's changed mine. So my Rhino Ray skin is, I know that people are going to tell me no, and I know that no is not right now, or it's just a no thank you. Some people are allowed to say no thank you. You damn well better bet that I'm never going to stop inviting them, but it just might be a no thank you, and that's okay. But I go in knowing that I'm going to get no's and that they're not going to change me, they're not defining me, and that I have the opportunity to share with somebody that might just change their life. Okay? So have the Rhino Ray skin. Have that I don't give a flying fuck that somebody is going to tell me no. Have that skin that says, I am so badass that it doesn't matter what somebody says to me because I'm still me. Have that confidence. And if you don't have it and you have to fake it and you have to lie to yourself and look yourself in the mirror that says, I'm a badass warrior and I can change somebody's life, these no's have nothing on me, then you do that. And you do it over and over and over and over and over again. I'm going to find the YouTube video that I literally think of every single time I do this. But it's that little girl standing in the mirror and she goes, you're amazing. Your hair is amazing. And I love your hair. And I love your arms. And I love your eyes. And I love your body. And I love your smile. And you're awesome. And I love you. I love me. You know, she's that girl that's just like telling herself all of these affirmations. That is what I want you to envision yourself as every single day. It's damn hard when you're an adult. I mean, we're all adults, right? But it's hard when we get older because we've built up all of these limiting beliefs and based on all of the things that we've failed at and learned over time, we've built up this wall. And our inner ego tells us that we're not good enough, that this is scary. Don't set that big goal because you might fail. So what? What is the worst thing that happens if you fail? Do you change? Do you die? Do you blow up? Does the world get destroyed? Absolutely not. Nothing changes. The world doesn't change because you fail. The world changes because you don't try. This world deserves the absolute best out of you. And if you're not giving that because you are afraid to try, the world changes. The world changes when you succeed, not when you fail. Nothing changes, nothing is different when you fail. But when you succeed, everything can change. Everyone around you can change. People's lives can be impacted because you decided to change and succeed and go after it and live out your inner purpose, your goals, your superpowers. But if you don't, nothing's going to change. So stop worrying about failing. Go for failure. Try to fail. Expect failure. But every single time that failure happens, like in July when I didn't hit Success Club and I literally have a goal of SC30 and I hit 4 and I dropped Diamond for a week and I dropped out of 1-star qualification and I didn't hit my goals for July and I didn't hit my goals of hitting 5K in a month by July. It's literally on my board every single month or every single day I stare at it. Even though I didn't hit those goals that I set for myself, I wake up every single day with a fire burning inside of me that says, if you do hit that, if you do accomplish that, the world around you can change. And for me, that's good enough. I don't care that it's going to take me so much longer than it possibly could or it should. To me, it's worth it. If I don't fail, if I fail, nothing around me changes. Kyle still loves me. I still have a dog. I still have a house to live underneath. I still have my friends. I still have friends that don't give two shits about my job. I still have all of those things when I fail. But if I succeed, all of that can change. I can have more friends. I can have better friends. I can have people who inspire me and lift me up. I can have money that I can only dream of. I can have a house that I literally can only dream of right now. But if I fail, none of that changes. So don't worry about failing. Worry about not succeeding, because that is when things get messy. That's when things can really, truly change, is when you succeed. Okay? More dogs! I'm like on the verge of begging Kyle for another dog. He says straight up no. So you're going to have rhino race skin, okay? You're going to go into your day, into your inviting with this mentality of I'm a freaking rhino and nothing can tear me down. Failure has nothing on me because nothing matters other than me doing what I need to do. And I know that I'm going to get told no today. I know that somebody's going to probably freaking get annoyed with me today. I don't care, because if I succeed, I can change somebody's life. You're going to invite more people, and by inviting more people every single day, if you're only inviting 5 people and you're getting tired of hearing no, you have to invite 10, 20, 30, so that you get addicted to hearing a yes, so that you get addicted to changing somebody's life. You are inviting no less than 5 people every single day. If you're inviting less than 5 people a day, you're not doing enough, and it's going to take you too long to get a yes, and that's only going to destroy you and discourage you and bring you down and make it harder for you to believe in this possibility. Do more. Set your standards higher. I invite no less than 5 people, no less than 10 people. I mean, on a normal day, I usually probably will invite 1 to 3 people if it's a day that I miss inviting, because there's days that I don't invite. There's lots of them. That's something that I have to work on. That's on my page of things that I need to improve on. So on the days that I invite, I don't invite any less than 10. None. It's usually closer to 20 people. I need to do that every single day because I hate hearing no over and over and over and over and over again. So I invite enough people that I get multiple yeses. And even if I don't get a yes, who fucking cares? I still have rhino skin, and I'm still going to wake up and do it tomorrow. Okay? I'm going to share with you, okay, I'm almost done. I'm going to share with you where I want you to invite your people from, because this is a question that I get all the time. And I know I say it a lot, but I'm going to say it again. So these are the 4 places that I invite from. Number 1, I go to a post that's recent and I invite everybody who liked that picture. The only people I don't invite is people who are weird, creepers, or like businesses. But I will invite everybody, whether I say a thank you, if they might not be somebody that I actually want to work with, or they are, they've already sent me, or I've already invited them. I still message them. So I invite all of those people, whether it's 2 people on your post or it's 200 people who liked your post. You invite them, okay? Then you go to your Instagram stories. We're all on Instagram. Nobody's on Facebook, just solely Facebook anymore. So go to your Instagram stories. If you are not on Instagram stories, there is a reason you are not succeeding. I'm going to straight up say it. That Instagram story is the place where people get to connect with you. And they are not going to purchase from you if they don't connect with you. When was the last time that you purchased something that you didn't have an emotional connection to? Maybe the impulse buy at the store, but you still had an emotional connection to it because it obviously is something that you wanted for a reason. When it comes to buying something, especially as vulnerable as health and fitness, people need to trust you. Get yourselves on Instagram story and get yourselves asking and inviting on Instagram stories. It's so much easier than in a post. To me, it's 1,000 times easier to invite on the stories than on my posts. I feel like weird inviting on my posts because I'm like, what? But on Instagram stories, I'm like, yo, do you want to do this with me? Click yes or no. You know, click yes or send more information. It's so easy. I get people who don't answer those stories or answer those polls all the time. I do them anyways. Rhino Ray, Rhino Skin. I don't care. I do it anyways because for the day that somebody says yes and then signs up, that's worth it, right? Nothing changes when people say no. Everything changes when somebody says yes. The third place that I go to invite, I actually do cold inviting first. But anyways, the third place that you can go to invite is the people who follow you. So go to the list of people who follow you and go and invite anybody that you haven't invited yet. And then when you max out on that, which realistically you ideally should not ever max out on that because you should constantly be working to get new followers every single day. But if there comes a time where you don't have anybody left to invite on your following list, let's say you set your goal. Right now, I actually have a goal of 100. I'm doing a 100 challenge, and I have been trying to do this 100 challenge for like months, and especially like days. So I've tried the Kate challenge where I did like the folded page and tried to invite both sides. Doesn't work. Then I tried the 100 challenge and I was like, I'm gonna invite 100 people in a day. That did not work. It takes me so long to send my invites because my invites are so authentic and so individualized, and I like it that way, and I'm okay with that. But for me, it just doesn't work. So I changed my 100 challenge, and now the challenge is I'm going to write out 100 in my invite book, and I continue to fill in those numbers until I complete it. And I'm going to challenge myself to improve that time period that it takes me to get to 100 every single time that I do the 100 challenge. So eventually, I bet you, I will get to a point where I can do 100 invites in a day because I'm going to practice and practice and practice, and I'm never going to allow myself to get to take longer to get to 100 than I did the time before. So that's my challenge. But if you get to a point of you're like, I have no more people to invite, go and invite the people who you follow. Like and comment on their pictures, send them a message. I have posted in the team page in the Limitless Dynasty. It's now the coach mentorship page. I've posted in there in the files section, invite examples. I just updated it today. And in there is an example of what to say to somebody who you follow but does not follow you back. I have no problems inviting them. Again, if they don't answer me, nothing in the world changes. But if they do, everything can change. They could be the rock star coach that actually signs up and hits 15-star diamond and makes me a millionaire, right? Like that could be what happens. But if they don't, who gives a shit? Okay, where to follow your people. So go to someone on Instagram that you like, a celebrity, a fitness famous person on Instagram, and follow the people who like a picture that they've posted. Now, when I go through this, I'm going to figure out, you know how to do, Brian, you know how, I don't know how you did that screen share thing where you like recorded what you were doing, but teach me how to do that after this. Hang on. I haven't updated my phone, so I don't have that. My phone's really old. So when I update my phone, I'll do that. But I will go through and show you how I follow people on, I use Captivate, and how I go through and pick my people, because I am super selective. And I think that's why I have started to have the right people to invite, because I am super judgmental when it comes to people that I follow and people that I decide to invite. I don't invite anybody that doesn't fit into my groove of life. If they're not in my phase of life, then I'm not going to invite them. If they are a mom who's 30 and has 2 kids, I will not relate to her. I am not going to be able to relate to her unless she loves wine and she loves country music and she loves to party and she loves to do fitness. Like, that's the only way I'm possibly going to connect with her, is if she still likes to party and loves fitness and, wants all of these amazing things. Like, I'm not going to relate to her. However, if she were to follow me and wants to join my challenge group, that's a whole other story. But I follow people with the intent that I'm going to invite them to my team. So I'm super selective, and I've put down here, be judgmental when it comes to picking who you are following. Don't pick weird people. Don't pick people who you're not going to jive with. If you are, like, I know this sounds super shady and super, like, judgmental, but I follow pretty people. Like, I don't really follow people who might be weird looking, or like whatever weird looking is to you, or, I personally don't follow a lot of people who are like super tattooed and have this spunky vibe, right? That's Haley Christian. She can go and follow those people. I won't. I'm not that person. I'm not like, weird. I'm like, oh, this is so exciting. I'm so full of energy. So I'm going to follow people who look like that. And I'm going to follow people who have a pretty picture, or somebody who has like a normal picture, or a picture with dogs. I don't follow anybody who has like Snapchat filtered profile pictures, because I hate Snapchat and I'm not on Snapchat. So why am I going to relate to that person who's clearly on Snapchat? So I'm super selective. Be selective with the people you're following. Okay, so bring it on back. Remind yourself of your fire-burning reasons. So what are the things that are worth fighting for in your life? I guarantee if you feel disconnected, or you feel overwhelmed in this business, or you're having a struggling phase within your business where you're like, this is just not jiving, there's something wrong, you've lost sight of your fire-burning reasons, okay? I got this I started the Fire Burning Reasons when I read the book 6 Months to Six Figures. And I think I'm going to open the book up again, because that book really shifted my mindset. Nowhere near the goals that I said I was going to be at when I wrote them down in there. However, my mindset is totally different. I read that book literally a year ago. And so I'm going to go back and read it. But my point is, you have to have such a clear vision on what your fire-burning reasons are. What are the reasons that make you wake up in the morning and burn a fire so freaking strong that your rhino skin is so thick? That to me is, I never fucking want to wake up to a goddamn alarm again. I have to wake up to one tomorrow, and it royally pisses me off. I hate it. I do it because I love teaching a fitness class, so that's annoying. But I actually don't ever want to wake up to an alarm and have to go to work. That to me is worth doing everything uncomfortable that I have to do. That's worth writing out this list of shit that I have to improve myself and then doing them. And that's worth the things that I don't want to do, like inviting every single day. I'm going to do it anyways, because I don't ever want to have to go back to a job where I have to wake up to an alarm and then go to work for somebody. Another fire-burning reason is I desperately want to make an impact in people's lives. I want to be somebody who has an impact and influence on other people. That fires me up, and it always has. So find the reasons that burn a fire so deep within you that you wake up every single morning willing to do the things that are so uncomfortable and the vitals in this business, because your rhino skin is so thick that you don't give a shit what it takes to get there. You're willing to do it. Those reasons have to be worth fighting for. What are your goals for 2018? And does this business, or how does this business give you the opportunity to accomplish them? That's very important. If you have goals outside of this business, AKA, I'm going to use Morgan's because I love it. I want to become a holistic health coach. That's amazing. How can Beachbody get you there? So not, how do I wrap my business around being a holistic health coach? But instead, how can Beachbody provide the opportunity for me to live out that desire? You don't have to have one or the other. You can have whatever the hell you want. But how does Beachbody allow you to accomplish that goal? I guarantee there is a way that Beachbody can allow you to accomplish that goal. Whatever it is, figure out how Beachbody will get you there, okay? Don't just set Beachbody goals. And then focus on the vital behaviors and let the details and the fluff happen afterwards. So I wrote down here, when you're inspired, and you're in the high vibey feeling, your intuition, that inner guide, is going to lead you to those things that you've been wanting, which have made you feel overwhelmed or disconnected in your business. Maybe a brilliant idea for a new way of sharing your heart, or a new group idea, or a new training idea for your team, something that you've been craving or to spice up your business will come. But you have to be ready for it and clouded with all of this fluff and distraction and discouragement because you're not clear on your goals. It won't come if you're clouded. That cloudiness has to be cleared. Clear the cloudiness, clear the fluff, clear the distractions, and focus on the vital behaviors. Work out every single day. Drink your Shakeology and use the products, share them on social media, and invite every single person you possibly can. Increase those invites so that you hear yes more often. And then do your personal development so that you get better in between your ears. And then recognize yourself and everybody around you every single day. And in the process, you are going to live on cloud 9 like I am, and you are going to just have all of these ideas click in your head. Let the intuition, let the inner guide you and give you the answers, but you have to be clear. You can't be clouded. All right, I'm done. I know it took way longer than I wanted it to, but it fires me up. So your job is to, if you didn't already, you need to write a list of all of the things that you're currently doing in your business. Hang on, I'm going to stop sharing. Your job is to write down all of the things that you are currently doing in your business, and then write a new list of all the things that you have to do better or change in order to accomplish your new goal, which is now doubled. And then I want you to remind yourself, write them down on paper, project them to the world. Tell me what they are. What are the fire-burning reasons that make you wake up every single morning with a rhino skin so damn thick that it doesn't matter what you have to do, that it doesn't matter what people say to you, you will push for your goals because they are so freaking worth fighting for. That's what I want you to do. Then I want you to bring yourself back and work on the vital behaviors. Let the rest flow. Let the rest come to you and fit into place.